Hey world, welcome to another installment of Law Speaks. I'm your host, Terrell. I got a special guest here with me today. I got the emerging hot lyricist,
Yes,
Daun
sir.
Facts.
You too, you too can.
So what you got to say to the people, man? Let them know
Uh,
about you.
well, I'm from Chicago. Uh, moved to the Birds when I was a teenager. You feel me? Been rapping since I was 7 years old. Shit, still remember my first lines.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me stop you that right there real quick. Can I hear your first lines real quick, man? I want to hear them.
Hey, when you feel me? I was young. You feel me?
Hey, I was there too, man. I was 9 years old. I had a song called "Fine Pretty Girl," so I understand. So, like, so I
Nah,
was there at 1.2, bro.
it was some you feel me, some kid shit. It was just I had made two songs. One of them went I know the first line went bust through the door with the fofo, click clack, let them all know that I'm something. I forgot the last part.
Oh, okay, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. I see what you said, man. Yeah.
Some kid shit, you know what I mean? Some kid shit. I was on some I was on it right now. All right, but I mean, yeah, shit, been rapping since I was a shorty. Um, Honing my skills. Uh, letting motherfuckers know this ain't I mean, I got talent, but it's more of a skill to me. It's
Okay.
more work. You feel me? It's more like I put work in it than I just what I mean, have this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I feel you.
And that's why I really appreciate, you feel me, the appreciation, you feel me, when it
Right.
comes. Because it's more it's like that relief, you know what I mean, you get at the end of a workout session or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, man, I did, you feel me? I
Right.
know
Yeah.
I did something. You feel me? I know I did something. And to touch anybody, you feel me, to
Right.
inspire anybody is really the main goal of the whole thing. You know what I mean? So the appreciation is unsurpassed. And shit, I'm just gonna continue to work to touch more people. You feel me? To
Right.
more connections.
I
Uh,
feel you, bro.
like that's where I'm at right now. I didn't take it serious until I knew I could do it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
okay. So you ain't
till
take it serious till you knew that you can really go out there and actually make an impact with your music.
I mean, like I didn't
You ain't just
understand
you ain't just jump in the water like I'm just gonna jump out there. I'm just gonna throw some lines out and hope y'all like the shit. I'm gonna make sure.
pretty much. You know what I mean? Like
I feel
pretty much the first time was a talent show. So and I did that with no beat, no. You know what I mean? It was just lyrics. You know what I
you.
mean? And the appreciation showed me that not only I could do this, but I could do this my way.
Right.
You know, and that was like the utmost appreciation. So I would want people to know I'm gonna continue to work to touch more, people, to touch as many people as I can.
Right. I feel you, bro. That's a good thing because I actually got in when I got in tune with you. I seen you at a show. That was my first time actually hearing your music. I was at the dugout. I was sitting in the back. I'm like, this guy got something. I was kind of mad at the sound, like at the sound person, or I'm like,
Uh,
okay, the sound. I'm like, I'm hearing something, but it's like the sound going in, and I'm like, man, but I'm like, this guy got some lyrics, and that sound ain't doing him justice, man. Like,
and then the next show I end up killing it.
right,
Rinky's or Ricky's. I mean, I end
right,
up. But yeah, that's the DJ dude was
yeah.
whatever that sound equipment was, just
I
wasn't.
don't know if it was him or it was the sound, because sometimes well, what I found out as an artist myself, man, what I found out is sometimes the sound could really throw you off.
Yeah,
And like
I'm
like
the
going through the
equipment.
technical difficulties, I'm like, the sound is screwing me up.
You feel me? Like we just had technical. I wouldn't say it was anything. We just could have came a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, it's like you work through, but it's like, see, you as an artist, man, being prepared, you can be prepared with how you're gonna perform your stuff, but the sound off, it's like, man, like then you gotta try to go out the sound, and then sometimes it's like, sometimes I think what it was, that wasn't really a sound man. The DJ can't DJ and be the sound man.
Yeah, that's what I think too. You know what I
That's what
mean?
it
Like
is, because you could hear like, okay, if they fix the sound a little more, it'd be cool. Cause it's like, and sometimes you have to like adjust. Like I remember I was at a show one time, man, and I told the DJ to cut the music off, and I just went a cappella because it was throwing me all the way off. I'm like, man, look, cut that. I'm just gonna do it a cappella because I can't.
and
Right,
that's exactly what I told him. That's exactly what happened. Like, but
right,
he ended up just clicking the music back on. It's cool. Like,
right,
as long as the music was on track,
right.
yeah, but they kept cutting off, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean,
I mean, it didn't happen, but you worked through it, man. I was watching you work through it, and I can commend you for that, man. So, yeah,
appreciate
I can
it.
commend you for that. Well, one main question that I actually have, so is Daun Facts your real name or is that your stage name?
That's my stage name.
Okay, how did you come up with that name?
Well, my original stage name was Twan Don,
Okay,
and um, I gave up that name to basically like it was the start of like I guess this journey. You know what I mean? That
okay,
I'm on. As far as having a business. You feel me? Like and treating it like a business. Uh, so Don has always been really a part of it, and
okay,
that's you. That's really my. It's like it's just the first two letters of my last name, and then um, like UN. You know what I mean? Like
right.
it's just something I threw together. I mean, because I have to go into how I came up with Twan Don to understand. You know what I mean? For you to understand how I came up with Don. But facts came from my peers.
Okay,
Uh, it actually came. I was at a round table. I was at a meeting, and um, one of the owners, the managers, was like, he asked me what my name was, and I actually was finna say, I actually said Twan Don, and he said facts, and I was like, and he was like, "That's your name, facts," and I was like, "Yeah."
oh damn.
and
Okay,
then,
that's actually, I
and
can
then
actually get with that. That's
it just became Don Facts because people still call me Don.
okay.
Yeah.
So you
Now
just
my
like put it
they just
together.
call me Facts. They just call me that, so I just put it together. Like it wasn't
Oh,
like I came up with that name. You know what I mean? Like
okay, yeah.
they gave me that name. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
I kind of
that's actually great. I actually like that. They gave you the name. Yeah, my name was kind of, yeah. My stage name came from some crazy stuff too. Well, it didn't come from the crazy stuff. My stage name is T Law, so I came up with my name basically from my first name and the first three letters of my last name. But I came up with that because I didn't want people to miss my music. Because at first I was T Dog, but people was like, "Well, you don't look like no T Dog." I'm like, "Okay, y'all focusing too much on my name. Y'all gonna miss the music." So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come up with something that y'all can't question. So now all y'all gotta do is figure out what the hell I'm gonna do when I come up on the stage or y'all hear my records. So they say, "Well, you don't like no T Dog." I'm like, I guess it took an older guy to tell me that though. So, something like similar. An older guy, he told me that. He said, "Well, the problem is, man, your name is T Dog, but you I was doing R&B at the time, but you doing all these love songs. So they expected to hear some hardcore rap stuff, and then he said, "And your rap song is conscious." None of that don't match, man. You deceiving the listener. I'm like, okay, so that's how that was. It was more of a, it was almost like sometimes people around you give you a better idea of where you should go with your name.
Yeah, that's that wisdom right there.
Because he broke it down in a way that, like people my age couldn't break it down to me.
Yeah,
It's not like anyway. He just said it's like, well, it's a misleading thing to me because I was expecting to hear something else, but you on a whole different level than T-Dog. I'm like, you're on a whole different level than that. That's not your level, and that's deceiving. I'm like, okay, well, you got a point. So
I mean, he do got a point. I mean, he got a point. I would have came at him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a point. I mean, I didn't get offended the way he brought it, wasn't offensive.
Son, that's just your perception of whoever you think T-Dog is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I felt like everybody was gonna miss the music, and that's what I was scared of. I was scared y'all was gonna be so focused on the name that y'all was gonna miss my music.
Yeah, that's why he had a point. Yeah,
that's why he had the point at. So I'm like, okay, if y'all so concerned, y'all too concerned with my name, but it wasn't that big deal to me. But since everybody else made it a big deal, kind of switched it around.
I mean, yeah, that's the whole pull. You know what I mean? That public opinion.
Right.
Public opinion kind of always wins in this era.
Right. So speaking of public opinion, man, when you perform, like, what is your mindset when you go on stage? Like, do you go on stage with the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna just go out there and I'm gonna kill it, or you go on stage like, man, I hope they feel what I'm doing? Like,
what was the second one?
Like, or do you go on there like, I hope they like what I'm doing, or do you go on the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna kill it, they gonna love what I'm doing?
I'm already knowing. I'm already knowing. This is work. That's why I say this is work. This ain't no talent. This ain't something, you feel me? Like, I jumped in the water, but this ain't something that's like sink or swim. You know what I mean? This is like hold your breath underwater type. This is like diligent work. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I already go. I know. You know what I mean? Because I already picked out the music. I know the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know what I mean, need to get on, the whole sound. But
yeah, but I mean, well, that's one thing you can't control. You can't control the sound. Yeah, that's just
at some point I'm, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you just gotta hope that at that point you gotta hope that the venue got the sound right.
At some point I'm gonna be able to.
Yeah, I feel you gotta hope the venue got the sound right, because I actually just heard of something earlier this week. I was on Facebook. Sinatra's, he had a live with Beats, and Ren Terry from Power 92. He was saying how they had a show. The sound guy had messed up the thing, had messed up the sound or something. So Bees and Erica Banks couldn't perform, and that's who everybody went to see. So even at his level, his sound man basically screwed him over, basically messed up his event. So that's why there's just some things that's out of your control.
As some man, I get what you're saying. Right.
So at some point, you're gonna have your own sound man where you know the sound gonna be like you want it.
There we go.
I can feel that. We all need to head to it. We all need to be on that mindset. Like, look, it's gonna be like I want it. It's probably gonna go exactly how I rehearsed it. Like, this is the sound I want. This is how I want it. This is how this is gonna come out. So I can feel. So trust me, I can feel that.
And that happens when you get a person who only does that. You know what I mean? That's why the whole do what you love thing is so important, at least to me. You know what I mean? Because if you don't love what you do, one is gonna show. You know what I mean? And two, I mean, you could just, I don't know why people don't do it. You can get so much more out of life if you just do what you love to do.
Right.
Instead of always trying to do what you need to do.
I feel you on that. Yeah, do what you love to do. That's more than likely why you do music, right? Because you love to do it.
Facts.
If it was more like a job, you wouldn't want to do it. Because I don't like my job that much. I mean, my job pays the bills and it helps fund my music, but I love my music way more than I love my job. Because music ain't a job to me. Music is excitement. I get a whole nother joy when I'm doing music.
Real. And the moment I found out that it can, like, my hobby can become a career, that's when all this started to happen. I started to jump outside. Like, oh, this it could actually happen, you know.
Yeah, that's what's up. So do you have I think you might have told me this when we chopped it up for that hot second at that show, but do you have management?
I do. Under management.
Yeah.
I'm under PTB right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we working, you know what I mean, keeping up on things. You know what I mean, as far as my end, for sure. We got a little renovation going on.
Okay.
So I mean, a couple things gotta be put on hold, you know. But that's where that's where I come in.
Okay.
You know, when you work so hard for something, at some point you have to step in the front. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, at some point in time, you gotta take control of where the ship going, or you know what I mean. At least where you going. You know what I mean? And you know, that's why I say, I mean, we decent as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So as long as you out there moving and doing what you gotta do, man, that's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta step out in front of situations.
And that's all that really matters. As long as I keep moving forward, you know, everything else is really just a process.
Right. I feel you, because it's kind of like my thing. You know, I got a group, Bank Flow family. You know, it's mainly three of us. We do have other artists, but they kind of idle. So we're not gonna get into that. That's a whole different story. But but you know, but there's certain things that, you know, at certain points that we got to step, that me and my main partner, Charismatic, got to jump in front of. And then we got this whole thing where if one of us win, we all gonna win, because I'm not gonna do nothing without mentioning him, and he gonna make sure he mention me. And we also gonna mention his wife as well. We gonna make sure that, yeah, you might just see me, because you might see me in the interview, you might see me doing this, but you gonna know the team is behind it at some point.
Exactly.
One of us win, we all win. So it's one of them things. Like, I'm gonna make sure that y'all know that they involved. Even if I'm the one in front right now, you gonna know they involved. If he the one in front, you gonna know he involved. If she the one in front, so as long as you move for the team, so I can feel that, bro.
I mean, and how I see it, ain't nobody like truly in front. Y'all just switching roles. You know what I mean? It's like linebackers to me. You know what I mean? Like how you got right, middle, left. They all interchangeable. You know what I mean? Like, being a middle linebacker don't mean you the hardest hitter. It just mean you the middle linebacker. Plug the hole. I mean, like, it's just a shift change. It's just a, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the yeah, it's just a shift change. It's not I mean, I wouldn't want to look at it as a, you know, number one or in the front.
Oh yeah, no, we ain't got no like number one thing. It's just like, okay, who you paying attention to at this time? You know, I feel just like I said, but you know, at different points, it's just this person here and this person there. I figure that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, yeah. The whole point is, as long as you keep moving.
Right. Speaking of keeping moving, you got any so you got these hot songs, bro? You got any like videos planned or videos out?
See, I do have a video out. I do have a video out called Adderall. That's on my YouTube.
It's called what now?
It's called Adderall.
Adderall, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. And I got a video. I got a video definitely in the works right now that I'm real proud of. I'm proud of everybody who's definitely involved.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
appreciate that one. I feel like I got one.
Oh yeah. Can't wait to see it, man. Yeah, make sure you keep me posted on that, on like new videos and everything.
Um,
So
the
are you
first to
dropping
get
albums? Or I mean not albums. I'm freaking you dropping singles? Are you dropping singles and or getting ready for an album, or are you just focusing on your singles right now?
um, I would say right now I'm focusing more so on singles and like small projects. You know what I mean? Like something to something like 6, 7 songs, something like that. You
Okay.
know, like maybe I can push it down to like 8 or 9, you
Okay.
know, get an EP, you know. But I really I I wanna flood the market.
Right. I feel you.
I wanna flood the market. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. So when that chance happens, you'll definitely know. When I get all my ducks in a row, right now it's just single. So I'm getting, I mean, this is like the first exercise of learning how to breathe underwater.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
first, I mean,
Yeah, I like the way you put that. Like right now, I'm trying to breathe underwater right now. I like how you put it. I like that. Now I gotta remember that, man. I'm gonna remember that. Like this is like I jumped in the water, but right now I'm trying to breathe underwater. I like that. Like, I'm gonna remember that.
yeah, that's a Muhammad Ali shit. It's
Yeah.
not. Muhammad Ali didn't say that. I said that. I
Right.
just thought of Muhammad Ali when I said it.
Right. Because it's
I
like
ain't
you.
fighting underwater.
Yeah, it's like you making it like it's a training process. Like it's a training process. I'm training for the big leagues.
Exactly, exactly.
Like one of them.
It's a process. It's working to get to that spot. It's not just you ain't just jumping in the water and just can breathe for 15 minutes under the water type.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta build that type of things. And it comes not just physical, it's a mental thing, which this
Right.
game I feel like is more mental, obviously, than it is physical.
Right.
So it's a process. Working.
You know what I like, man? Even like talking with you just now and beforehand, I like the fact that you got a plan. And I know that might sound kind of crazy, but you got to think about. But you got to think about it. I talk to a lot of artists, bro. I talk to a lot of. I talk to a lot of artists. A lot of artists, like even on small. I don't talk to artists that's on bigger scales. I don't talk to artists on smaller scales. I talk to a person trying to get into the music game, and I like how you actually got a plan, and you'll be surprised. I like telling this story. I told the story on my podcast before, but I gotta share this with you. Why the reason why I said I like you got a plan. So the guy comes to me and he asks me, how can he get his music on the radio? I'm like, all right, man. So first of all, where's your music at? He ain't got no music out.
First mistake is over with.
Okay,
You can't even go farther than
so he
that.
don't. First of all, he ain't got no music out. So okay, I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, well, I say, well, some of these stations, you're gonna have to pay a little bit. Some of them you got to pay from the spin. Like I got to pay from the spin me. I can't just go and give them my demo. I'm like, bro, you know what time limit you in? No, you can't just go and just give them a spin me. Or
Just minimum.
I'm like,
You
bro,
said
wait a
it's
minute.
2003.
I'm like, bro, no, I'm like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, okay. So I told him, like, okay, here's what you need to start doing. Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I say, man, I send my music to, internet radio stations and podcasts. That's a good start. Then, you know, then you can move on to other stations, and they got BDS where you get paid for your spins and stuff. Do that. This man talking about, no, I want the big stations like I want the big stations like 106.3. No, he ain't say 106. What did he say? He said
You
he
talking
said
about
I want WGCI, I want Power 92. I want my stuff played all over the world. I'm like, I'm like, bro, you don't even have nothing out though. Like, I'm like, you don't understand. You need to have you can't start there. That's not that simple. You got to start with the smaller stations first because you don't even have nothing for them. But why would they just play you out of everybody? He like, well, if a guy could come out with Gucci Gang, I can get on my music. I'm like, what the?
And this why I love that. This is why I love music in general. In that SoundCloud era, like I feel like people don't get enough props. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like I understand that they came after greats. You know what I mean? They came
right,
after good lyricists. You feel me? So it's impossible to compare them to them. But
right,
they doing is still harder than it looks. You know what I mean?
right.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's still a fair amount of
Work that
I don't
go
know how
into
to
it.
say.
Like
Yeah, I
work that
don't
go
even
into it. That's why I wanted to explain to him. Like, yeah, but you don't know how much time that man put into saying Gucci Gang 50 million times. We don't know what he did before that.
and then
Like Fetty Wap was
his fan
pushing,
base.
like Fetty Wap pushed Trap Queen. I heard he pushed that song for 2 or 3 years before anybody even paid attention to it. LMA, she had her song out a whole year before anybody even paid attention to that song. Booed Up. That song out a whole year before anybody even paid attention and knew that she existed. She was just the internet singing person. I'm like, bro, you don't know how much work they put in. I'm like, and I said, okay. And then I told him, like, look, man, send your music to my podcast. I'll play you. I'm in 5 countries. You know, I get about at least 50 plays on Spotify, and I got, about 70 on my website. You know, you'll get some play from there. He didn't even want to do that. I'm like, you know what, bro? I can't help you. Cause okay, you go take your CD to Power 92 and WGCI and let them work with you, bro. I can't. I ain't got no more advice for you, man. I can't help you out.
We tell him we'll get him some play. I mean, he gonna have to come out back to show for sure, but
Yeah,
yeah.
well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that's the thing that you're missing. He don't want to pay no money.
Oh, oh, I mean, tell him to keep going doing what he doing. Then I guess yeah, if that's what he want to do,
Funny
he
part is,
trying.
like low key, he ain't doing shit. But
Shit.
I mean, because I'm trying to help them. Like I was telling the dude, he like, man, I want to come, record where you record at. I'm like, okay. My boy say he'll charge him $20 per song. You like, well, since that's your boy, I'll charge him $20 per song. I told him that conversation ended right there. I'm like, bro, he charging you $20 per song. You know how cheap that is?
Yeah. Wait, what
Like
word
$20
is that?
per song, and then we send it up, and then we send it off and get it professionally mixed and mastered. Like, what is wrong with you, man?
What radio station is this? Need is. Need is.
Not no actually recording the song. No, actually recording the song.
Oh, you talking about recording like in the studio?
Yeah, actually recording the song. I told him like,
Oh,
look,
this beefing as hell.
I'm like, we use my boy home studio. I'm like, we use my boy home studio. He said he'll charge you $20 per song. Now most engineers charge you per hour, but it's just it's a little home studio setup. He uses a home studio setup. You'll get to you record the song, then we send it off to get mixed and mastered, and people won't even know that we recorded it at the man's house. But he didn't want to do that. I'm like, man, I can't help you.
I mean, shit.
like,
Yeah, shit, you did. You helped.
like I said, like yeah, no. So yeah, I want to explain that to you. That's why I explained. I like the fact that you have a plan. I know that sounds crazy. Like, what you mean? Don't you think? Because all artists don't have a plan, bro. That's why I brought that up. That was the main reason and why I brought that up.
Like, when you put some work into it, shit, it becomes that you know what works.
Like yeah, that's why. Like I mean, and don't get me wrong, man. We all got to start somewhere. We all gotta start somewhere. Because I even had to learn how to record. I didn't even know how to record at first. I didn't know what doubles was, ad libs. I didn't know nothing about session files. I didn't know nothing. I had to learn that shit too.
Me neither. Exactly.
When I'm saying I had to learn what that was. I had to learn. I didn't even know what ad libs was. I thought you did all that together. I didn't know that was separate parts. That stuff I had to learn.
Man,
I didn't wake up overnight and had to learn. And I'm still learning things. Like I'm learning things now about money that I might have even missed from royalties. I'm like, shit, now I'm trying to figure out, now I got to go find the money I think I might have missed. Like the more I learn about stuff like that, I'm like, shit, wait a minute, I might be missing money. Let me go back into this and look, because I might be missing some money. So, you know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
entertainment lawyers.
Yeah, like we never stop learning, but people
No,
don't
especially if
learn.
it's especially if it's around you love.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. So that's why I
you,
say I always chase after, knowledge.
that's the key. That's the key.
So
The
what I'm saying,
key.
that's also why I like doing the podcast too, man. 'Cause I get to talk and get in the head of other artists. Well, yeah, I said that right. I like to get in their head to see what they take is on certain things too. No matter how long they've been in the game or how long, even if I've been doing it longer, you might have known something before I did. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And
Off each other.
that's with anything.
Right.
That's with anything. That's why I say shit, we need us more than we don't.
Right. Because
But
that's why, like I said, I learned a lot from talking
shout
to
out to
artists.
bro for trying shit. Shout out to bro for trying. At least he, you feel me, try. Maybe he ain't, you feel me?
Right. Like I say, like
And
I
it's
said,
hard
I
to be
gave
an
him the
artist.
knowledge I knew.
It's hard to be an artist.
Hell yeah.
I tell artists this every day. Every time I see an artist or I meet an artist, man, I let them know shit that I'm. Feel me? I'm here for us. Shit, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like we ain't got a whole lot of shit that everybody else got.
Right.
Like we definitely ain't got a whole lot of protection and shit like that, and that's both. You know what I mean? Mentally, all that shit. So shit,
Right.
that's a lot of shit we can't talk about just because of, you know what I mean, public perception and all that. And shit, I just be letting motherfuckers know shit. I'm here for you, G. Like for real.
Right.
I already know what you going through just by being an artist. You know what I mean? Just by
Right. I can
being,
feel that.
it's like it's difficult out here. You know what I mean? Especially when at first nobody believes in you. I don't care like how good you are, how good you think you are,
Right.
until you get outside and make something happen of it. Is people ain't gonna believe in you. And to be honest, I realize they shouldn't. Why
Right. You got to
should
give them a reason. Like, yeah, you got to give them
exactly
a reason.
what
Like,
I give a
even your
fuck.
family members, yeah, you feel like they supposed to automatically now give them something to believe in. Show them that you're serious about this. Show them that
Yeah,
this is not just my hobby. I'm serious about this. I'm investing my money and my time in this to make sure that I'm giving the best product. Then they get like I'm just now getting a few of my family members behind my music. With the exception of my father, with the exception of my father and my mother. Like my brother just now starting to like, okay, he like, yeah, bro, now you're doing your thing. Now, see, I see you got better. Cause see, my brother, now one thing I appreciate about my brother, he the only person, he the one person I can always say that ain't never lied to me about my music. If he didn't like it, he say, man, I don't know what the hell you thought you was doing. Don't do that shit ever again. But he say, but he listen now. He's like, now I see the growth in you. He said, I see the growth, man. I see now that you actually adjust to your beats. Now you're doing way better now. He like, you finally learned. I'm like, oh, so you finally give me some props now. Okay, now I feel honored. Now I feel like I'm doing something right because now I done got you paying attention.
and you need that.
Right.
You
So
need
that's why I say, like,
that's like that
I can't
relief.
be mad at him.
That's like that relief I was talking about when he
Right.
finally say, "You doing your thing now." I mean,
Right.
like all the work that you put in. You could have stopped when he said, "You feel me? This
Right.
ain't it." You know what I
Right.
mean? You kept putting in that work. You feel
Right.
me? And then that relief came. He's like, "Oh, I see you," and that's how I keep going. Now you know what works.
Right. Because I
I mean,
like because he a hard critic. He a hard critic on people, man. He a hard critic on music. You gotta think about it. His favorite artist is Trick Daddy and DMX. So his favorite rapper is Trick Daddy and DMX now. So
Rowdy. He don't give no fuck about no public opinion.
I don't know. He don't give a damn about nobody's public opinion. Like I said, I always tell people if I can get it past him, I can normally get it past almost anybody.
And that's a blessing to have around, man.
Yeah.
That's a blessing to have around because you know when you're doing good and you know when you're doing bad.
Oh, he'll tell. Oh, trust me, he'll tell me. He's like, man, he like, man, honestly, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. Like, I don't know what you were thinking. He say, man, you sounded horrible on that song. You was flat when you were singing that verse. Like, it's like
Man,
he'll tell me. Now, a lot of people won't tell me because they're like, oh, they don't want to hurt your feelings. My brother ain't never give a damn about my feelings when it came to that.
and a lot of
And he even told me. He like, man, you want to be in music, you're gonna have to take criticism. A lot of it. I'm gonna give you the worst criticism of all.
of it. Like that thick skin is not even a
Yeah.
thing. You have to be steel plated. You gonna have to be made. You know what I mean? Because it's always gonna be somebody with an opinion,
Right.
and it's always gonna feel entitled to the. You know what I mean?
Right.
To give you that opinion.
Right. So since we went there, I don't know how we got there, but since we went there, how do you deal with people like that?
I accept all of this how it's supposed to be. I know it ain't supposed to be all um it's not supposed to be all good. I mean it's all good because the what people think is the bad part I call just work. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just something to get through, you know what I mean, to the other side, which is, the relief part, knowing that that work is all right. You know what I mean? That work is what led you through. You feel me? Like this ain't by chance.
Right.
So I always listen. I always listen though to people's opinion.
Right.
You
I
know,
got you.
I'm always in the or trying to get into the public's head. So so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's more so because I understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I get it. Like I understand what comes with being a rapper, what comes with being an artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just a creator in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I just to be honest, I appreciate all of it. Like
Right.
because it all got a place and a special, an important place. You
Right.
know,
Because
like
all
it's
that make you better.
yeah, exactly. Like everybody can't be like the honest guy. You feel me? Like everybody can't be like you feel me, or him being him wouldn't be as glorified. You feel me?
Right.
You see that all the time. So I appreciate the different opinions, the different faces. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I appreciate all of it.
Yeah, because I always like I say, I always take it now as okay. I'm like, okay, I might not have got y'all this time. I might not have feeling that. So now I know what to work on next time. Or I know, okay, well, you wasn't feeling that. That just wasn't for you. But let me find something that you would feel because you ain't gonna hate every single thing I do. They're gonna be something that you like, and they're gonna be something that you hate. But I'm gonna build on what you said. If you say, well, man, I wasn't feeling this. I'm like, okay, so I know I got to do this here. I know I got to fix this. If okay, even if your criticism different from this person's criticism, I take everybody's words and expand on what they do to try to okay. I'll see if that's something that I can work on because then maybe you are like this one. And it difference like that. Some people they'll like one thing. They don't like the one song you do, but they might love this next song you do. They might not be feeling you on this style. They might feel you on that style. So it goes back and forth. Or they might just don't want to mess with you as an artist because you just got to take it like, okay, that's just like to be a fan. Like,
But that's when you start you do other things. Maybe it's not music what you know what I mean should be doing, or maybe it's something else that got your voice involved. You know what I mean? Like like
right.
podcast. Yeah, like,
Right.
it's a ton of stuff you can still do that
Right.
still embodies your love of the creation. You feel
Right.
me? Like it's still the same. It's the same to me. You feel me? Like this whole thing is like a football team. You know what I mean? Like we all have different positions and and different missions, but the goal is the same. It's to win the game. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like we all got a different mission. This guy got the quarterback. You feel me? This guy got the run. You know what I mean? That type of thing. We all got different
right,
missions. But the goal is the same. It's to touch as many souls as possible. It's to influence as many people as possible. At least that's what I see.
right. I feel you on that, man. So let's see. So we talked about criticism, talked about that. I'm just going through my list to make sure I touched on basically everything I need to touch on. Yeah, well, that's about all the questions I really have, man. But is there anything that you want to like leave with the audience, let them know about you that we haven't discussed already?
I was saying, my name Daun Facts. They call me Facts. 'Cause that's all I give is facts. That um um 23. My project is out 23. That's where you heard all that music from.
Okay. So that project is where's it at? Available at?
That's
Everywhere?
so anywhere you any place you listen to music, you can just search up Daun Facts, DAUNFACTS, and it'll pop up pretty much. You know what I mean? All of it will pop up right there. And
Okay.
if not, you can just hit me up on Instagram or whatever social media you find, and I'll respond. You know, I'll respond in a minute and just hit you with the whole link. You know,
Okay. So give them the social media your social media page.
my social media pages, all of them, is Daun Facts.
Yeah, spell it out for the audience so they can make sure they spell it right.
That DAUNFACTS.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming through, man. Good conversation.
Fact.
Definitely, man. When if you drop some new music, don't be afraid to send it over here. You know, we always I love to play new music from the artists that so you drop something exclusive that you want to play on here, you know, just send to the email. You got the email, bro. So just send it
Better
over.
work. I'm gonna hold you to it.
All right.
Definitely hold you to
Oh no doubt. Cause
it.
I've been looking for it. Because if I see it come out, I might just ask you for it. Cause I ain't scared to approach an artist and ask them to come on here. I do it all the time. I ain't scared to tell them, hey, look, I like that. I want to play that. Let me get that.
Hey,
Now you get
man.
things done. I ain't scared to talk about it.
And I don't know an artist that would say no.
I've had
What'll be?
artists that ignored it. I've had that too. That's a whole different
But they didn't say no. They might have just been going through some shit at the time. You feel me? And then
right.
had a time. You feel me? All this COVID shit. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you know what? I didn't think about that part. You know, that's a good way to look
I'm
at
always on the artist side. You come to me when it comes down to the artist. Yeah, I'm gonna be there
it.
for him.
I feel
They
you.
they
All right,
need
man.
that.
So we gonna leave them with You Can See and Scorsese.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna leave them with that. All right, thank
Scorsese
y'all
is
for
on the
tuning
new
in. You said what
project.
now?
Scorsese is on the new project. It's on the project 23, and You Can See is a single I just released.
All right, that's what's up. All right, thank
What's
y'all
up?
for tuning in. I'm Terrell, signing off with Daun Facts, y'all.
Yes, sir. Peace and love, my brother.
Mhm.